Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me.
Namaste, my catch, my family, and welcome to my private little wormhole, my private portal, where I shall share galactic information with you. I am known as the Cosmic Surfer. My name is Rion. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys. I thought it was about time for some of these new techniques, concepts, and functionalities that I have worked on over the past 10 years be updated, number one. Number two, being a multidimensional being fully aware in the physical for the last 10 years. I think it's important for some of us way showers out there, or light bearers, right? To actually show some insights about what's going on in the astral planes. What are some of the things and the beings, the dimensional beings you're going to be seeing. Now, these dimensional beings are made up of not only our local group, but obviously the Milky Way galaxy. I'd like to go into a more in-depth, one-on-one functionality as I begin to obviously break down my own higher selves for you. Obviously, my input is from my higher selves directly. And since my third eye's been on for about 10 years now, I have a very specific skill set. Some of these skill sets are amazing at waking up planets, right? My job is to sit here casually in my little golden palace here in Sedona with 6 or 7 powered pyramids on the property to light this world up, blow a hole through dimensions, and get you guys some of this information down here in 3D. That is my job. It's taken me quite some time to actually set this up for you guys. It's been a hilarious journey. Not to mention just setting these things up so we can go live to the whole planet simultaneously on 50 different networks. Why? My guides, our higher selves, and these galactic beings which oversee us, they feel that not only is disclosure important, but disclosure from different subject matter and different points of view is also very important. If we are getting all of our information from one source, right, or a handful of sources, or a handful of individuals or characters on this planet, let's just say, I've made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. For myself, I've gone through many potholes in this incarnation. I have done probably around 36 to 40 global activations on this planet over the past 7.5 years. Still am doing them. I've interacted with many upper echelon, upper dimensional beings, solar guardians, planetary guardians, and other beings' higher selves, not above and downstairs. I feel it's my job to kind of like, as your pilot here, dun, da, 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 spaceship, to go ahead and help you guys and download my 10 years of experience doing this every single day, seeing through the veil every time I close my eyes. That's the goal. No other function other than to give you guys some concepts to work with. When I first woke up 10 years ago, there was nothing to help me. Okay? Googled how to astral project. Only thing that popped up in 2009 or 2008 was buy my book, buy my CD. There was no one breaking down the different dimensions, how to interact with them, which side of duality they come from. Are they Earth Alliance on the left? Are they Federation on the right? What are some of the different dimensional functions, bandwidths that make up our hologram, right? Our holographic matrix, our reality. I share this with you because in my own private way, I'm here in my own little private studio to share with you some of the things I've learned over the after activating and working on this planet for 10 years. There are many very gifted light warriors and light workers on this planet that have been doing this, probably for the last 100 years, if not longer. The issue, I think, with some of us incarnating here, there's a certain type of responsibility that comes with it. I feel like a lot of the first waivers, if you guys are, follow Dolores Cannon, the first waivers, the second waivers, and the third waivers, I am part of that second wave. I am an indigo, right? Right on the cusp. I'm cuspy with the crystal. Right? I'm cuspy. I'm crystalline too, man. Here's the thing. During some of these functionalities, some of these different activations, I'll show you guys some images behind me. So this is real cut and paste, cut and dry. I wanted to explain to you guys really my journey, how I got some of these concepts. This is not some airy-fairy kombucha spiritual wah situation. When I was activated, I had an 8-foot Anunnaki sitting in my den with his arms crossed in a full-blown space admiral's outfit going, "You're 1 year late." When I woke up, I was introduced to every single one of my higher selves one by one. When I woke up, I was instantly, transported, not only mentally, physically, and physiologically to different locations on Earth to meet other beings that were already here and to interact with them and to basically almost punch my time card. Okay, I'm on, let's go. I didn't get as much, how do you say this? I'm a being of light who chose to incarnate on a planet that needed some assistance adjusting timelines. I am a being and part of a soul group which comes from Lyra, right, as part of my duality split. I also have some functional aspects through this DNA suit that I'm wearing that also come from the Orions and some of that other hotness out there. I'm here to observe and assist the planet. My job for the first 7 or 8 years was to clean up all this stuff behind the scenes that no one with seeing out of a biological eyeball, seeing at 30 frames per second, where it was able to perceive. My main functionality skill set was cleaning up old battlefields with thousands and thousands and thousands of soldiers and warriors and battles and beings in limbo, still fighting on mountaintops and valleys in the middle of very remote locations. That's kind of where I started. Obviously, some of these things I've learned, it's taken me a decade to go through these experiences, right? And then process it, integrate it, right? Into a way where I can almost be sarcastic and make a joke about it. Okay, now let's pump the, a good day. Minus all of that, what I'm trying to say is this. To embody your multidimensional functionality in your suit is paramount in you actually understanding who you are, number one. Number two, just because when you wake up in this planet and you may feel this force come through you, this remembering come through you, I want to remind you, with power comes great responsibility, number one. Number two, the more power you have, the more you're observed. Right now, I have about 65 babysitters sitting around me, dimensionally staring at what I'm doing right here talking to you. How do you hold that without, losing an aspect of your 3D practice? It's interesting in life. When you wake up, it's almost like your whole incarnation to master the physical, 3D. School, friends, loved ones, job, house, mortgage, white picket fence. Okay, fantastic, 3D, good job. When you wake up, you then have to master your spiritual thoughts, your forms, your energy bodies, your dimensional selves. So imagine mastering one class. Okay, so 3rd grade you graduate. This is called the 3D. In academic terms, let's call this 3rd grade. Okay. Once you master 3rd grade, you then what? Have to go and move into 4th grade. We'll call this 4th dimension. 4th dimension, to me, is different because I see things visually. Okay, for a scientist that's saying the 4th dimension is time, and a lot of these people, look, I understand where you're coming from. You're not staring through the veil every day. So for me to actually express to you when I see different bandwidths, meaning that I see cables, energetic cables plugged into every single human being day or night. I see those cables going up to higher dimensional selves in broadband vision, which I can get to later. And actually, I can see their 4th dimensional self operating inside of their own reality matrix. Okay, it's like, imagine this. Imagine being able to see the hardware. Not the software, the consciousness you're watching me on right now, but the wires inside of that camera, which run through the power conductors, which run into the microchip, which run into one cord going into the computer, one cord going through the power lines, which is then feeding to the entire power lines from Sedona to Phoenix, Arizona, where the energy is being created. Imagine seeing the hardware. Now, for all you guys out there that are grid workers and light workers, listen to me. Many of you guys are amazing, and many of you guys see the cables. You actually feel the energy from the earth. You guys, we prefer locations to hang out in, like Sedona, which have ley lines crossing on them. Why do we like to go to Egypt? Why do we like to go to Machu Picchu? Why do we like to go to Sedona? Why do we like to go all of these places? French. The main functionality of that expression is to understand that where is the energy flowing? We are attracted to energy, right? Your frequency attracts where you want to go. Just like Einstein said, you know, it's not it's not airy-fairy stuff, the exact quote, but it's actually quantum physics. The like frequencies or like harmonics attract. Okay? So what I'm trying to say for everyone out there waking up and watching my new little broadcast here, wormhole, fantastic, is that I want to make this easier for you guys. That's all this is about. Many dissertations upstairs specifically on what I will share. Yes, I have interacted with very negative beings on this planet. Yes, I have seen some pretty gnarly stuff done. Yes, I can view some pretty gnarly stuff at any given point in time. What can I say after all of that? I'd rather show you guys how to step into your heart and become your inner children, and let's go surfing. Let's move mountains. Let's build cities. Let's fix the planet. Let's, you know, regrow some amazing forests and, change the desert into an oasis. These things that I want to do and how I want to spend my energy. Why? Your action is your purpose. Your thoughts manifest, right, into words. Your words manifest into actions. And those actions manifest into your destiny and who you truly are going to be, right? I love that. So, every single day when I get up, I have to hold myself to a standard of what do I want to share with this planet. Every day when I get up, I go, how can we improve this planet? Every single second, I'm thinking of new things and ways to protect my family, right? New energy devices, new things to protect us from the phones, new things to make our lives easier, having to utilize this type of technology, obviously, right? But then I have gnarly downloads, you guys, like on the real. So what am I remembering? I remember Atlantis. I remember being in some sort of a crystal laboratory. I remember being able to mix harmonics. I was like a harmonic specialist. I was also like a force field specialist. I remember being on ship and having a similar job. I remember different engine functionalities and how to create different rotating vortices with, I can't really explain it down in 3D, but basically I know how to do the thrust controls on specific spacecraft using a different type of technology that they're not using right now. What does it feel like to have that high level stuff? I mean, imagine, if you guys have ever played the game, it's a video game kids play, Minecraft. Imagine sitting there on the deck inside of a pyramid, Minecrafting a spacecraft together, and then your higher self say, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. This information that I'm pulling down is not from this reality that I've experienced in 3D. The beings I'm hanging out with upstairs are amazing. The beings that of me remembering who I really am coming out of stasis in this suit and what I'm here to do and what I signed up to do is becoming more and more prevalent. This functionality I share with you because each and every one of you needs to remember who you are. I don't care if you guys remember that you are just a really nice druid or I had a really nice life, and I'm a Merovingian, or I don't know, whatever you wanted to be. I'm an angelic, I'm this, I'm that. Here's the issue. You're more than what this is, though. This you have to understand. This is sand in the sandbox. You got to get out of the sandbox. Why? When you start remembering who you are and processing how you treated people in this life, once that's clear, right? So you basically start at the age you're at right now and then start processing and integrating, working your way backwards to your little kid, okay? When 3D is done, shift into 4D. What were you doing on Earth in a higher dimension the whole time you were plugged in here to a physical suit? Present day, now start hacking your way back to you're about 16, 17, high school, usually freshman year, everything kind of before freshman year, like 8th grade, it's like you should have been playing sports and girls have cooties. I don't know, okay? That's the mindset. You really shouldn't have had too much defrag there. As you keep going, you start learning more and more about yourself and how your energy has been utilized, okay? Once you understand how all of your content has been utilized in one space, then you truly grasp what we're actually walking around in. right? So that being the case, for all of us to understand, there are different levels of this functionality that I wish to share with you. Certain truths that I have found, and we'll call this episode The Truths. All right. Certain things that have helped me. All right. So everyone kind of calms down in my etheric audience over here. They're like, what are you going to say? Come on. What are you doing? Let's talk about some races. We are. This whole episode, I've got some amazing guests and some things. I'm going to talk about different ET races and our experiences with them. I want to express from my heart that coming here to be of service is an absolute pleasure, number one, even though I know it's lame at times. Number two, this is like the carnival of incarnations for all of us that are here during the Great Transition. Okay. Number three, have no fear whatsoever of this world or the next. Zero fear. This is something we all used to know, but got lost in some sort of weird dogma. Have no fear of transitioning or being a part of something greater than yourself. That's a nice way to say that. Having stared through the veil and actually interacted with beings, it's different than like clairaudience where like people are like, oh, I'm closing my eyes, I can hear you, sister. I actually will like pull them up and go, she's standing right there. There's something you'd like to say, and boom, translate it right to the vessel. The eyes-on functionality is something that is a difficult gift to handle. Okay, let's talk about this just for a second. Number one, you have to be very structurally and integrity driven, and you have to be very strong. I'm not going to lie to you and say you don't have to be strong. Yes, you do. Now, you can be those little 3 kids in India, right, that can see through the dimensional beings that are like super Kuan Yin, pure of heart, right? Very Lakshmi. But the thing about it is, depending on the environment you're mixing with, it's easy to be a Lakshmi up in the forest in Jammu, Kashmir, India. It's different to be a Lakshmi downtown Los Angeles. Why? You have to deal with the frequencies that lean upon thee. And it's a numbers game. If you're fully conscious walking down the street like a ball of light, right? You have to hold that field out and have the physical dexterity to do that. If you're not doing that, then you're in here. You're just in here. Okay? To have a field that affects others, you have to be responsible for your energy as you walk down the street. Right? If you're in a great mood, you can have everyone in that coffee shop when you walk in there have a great mood, have a great day. If you're in a bad mood, the opposite, right? So what I'm trying to express is that responsibility comes with a day at a time, working towards stability, working towards your health, working towards your wellness, working towards your workout routine, your vitamins, your diet, your meditation, how much sunlight you're getting every day, how much you're working on yourself, forgiving yourself, okay? If you guys remember the movie Contact, with Jodie Foster, right?
This was much more violent!
Doing it. It's right there. You remember when the scientists there like, we're gonna put a seat inside of the sphere and it's gonna work better because it's a seat. And then when the thing takes off down the wormhole, things like shaking like crazy because it's not supposed to be in the original diagram, and all of a sudden it breaks off the roof and it's peaceful again. That seat is all the stuff and baggage and stuff we have carried or grown or accumulated in this life. The core function of what your soul is here to experience, right, supersedes all that. It supersedes the material world. The material world bleeds into the upper dimensional worlds as the upper dimensional worlds, blend, I should say, into 3D. A way to express this, though, for all of some of the gnarly stuff that's happened on this planet, mind you, my first lessons were actually learning about war and cleaning up old battlefields and that type of stuff, and seeing that stuff and watching the old battlefields, being at Saint Mont Michel at 3 in the morning, walking the perimeter for 2 nights, watching highlight reels of soldiers hitting the water and trying to climb up the citadel, and me up there in that life, right, with one of my higher selves. Having experienced all of this stuff on my mainframe, my mind, right, my chemical computer, right, the issue with the data is how fast you can process, harmonize, and balance it. Not to sit there and stare at reruns. Let me say that one more time. The entire goal of this incarnation, processing and integrating all of your higher selves, is to work towards a balanced harmonic of knowingness, not to watch, right, loops, not to loop or watch reruns over and over and over again that can't explain who you truly are. Okay? So I wanted to share some of that with you. Some insights, some wisdom, some fun. And we're going to go into many more things about not only our own solar system, but all the cool beings that are hanging out here on Earth. And I'm going to be more of like the positive cheerleader, like, yay, with my pom-poms, or more like the quarterback, right? It's touchdown. Because I don't want to get stuck into the negative land of what things were. I'm here to steer a ship, not talk about how we could have hit that iceberg, JP Morgan. But really, we all know, bro. We all know, bro. But really, what I'm trying to say, like I'm trying, it just comes out. It's called truth. The truth will set you free, man. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the old Titanic theory, punch it in on Google. Here's what it is. I'm going to focus on the positive stuff because the positive stuff needs to be reworked. All the dimensional species need to be categorized in a way that makes sense for beings waking up that can't, per se, see with their third eye, or have a hard time hearing with their throat chakra. Or imagine when your higher self, just imagine, is a dimensional being, is a different species trying to assist you. How do you explain that to a human who only can resonate with what this suit looks like, right? In the physical, and the whole time your higher self's going, dude, you're not even human. You're just wearing this suit, this incarnation, dude. But we're so programmed down here to think, oh, it has to be like this because what? Because who told you that? Who told you that we're the only species in the universe? No one I would trust. Who told you, right, that this form is the only one and there's no other species out there in other galaxies? I believe they did a recent study. They found like 2.2 trillion galaxies. 2.2 trillion galaxies. Okay? Now, for all you guys in the study and in the know who already get this, love you. For those still trying to, ponder that old stuff, I need you to understand is this. We are moving into a new bandwidth of understanding. We are moving into a new world of teachers who have had their eyes on for 10, 20 years that can easily explain what you're going through and what things are affecting you without all this heebie-jeebie-weebie stuff. Get this out of here. We're done with it. For all the kids, young guys, listen to me now. Heart. 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 For all my fellow Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus, Christos lovers out there, right? Buddha. Don't forget about Buddha. Heart. Heart. Okay? Why? How would you like to be treated? Does this make your heart feel good? If you were a young child and there was someone yelling at you, how would that make you feel? Right? When children are in school, inherently they question everything. Right? My thing to you is this. And to be honest, all leaders, right? We have Muhammad, you got Vishnu, Krishna, Shiva. They're like, hey, what about everyone else? There's a lot of teachers. Moses, love you. M's my man. M's my boy. Me and M go back. Okay? I don't need a burning bush. I'm here to tell you. Heart. This is your phone call. This is your receiver. This is your transceiver to call home. It's always been right here. It's your heart. It's on the left side of your body. Okay? This is your universal cell phone. This is your universal mobile. This is your universal telecommunication device right here. Your heart knows all. I express that to you because we need to understand as a society, your mind can be tricked. Science and technology, Elon Musk even just said, hey, in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you won't be able to tell the difference between VR and the real world. Why? Your biological eyeballs only see it 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. When your adrenal glands fire in a near-death life experience, what is something that's universal regardless of technology? Right here. How does it make you feel? In here. In here. Is it how you'd like to be treated? Do you consider yourself healthy? Did you take care of yourself today? Did you brush your teeth? Do your meditation? Wash your face? Go to work? Get a smoothie on the way home. Go to the gym for a couple hours. Come home, eat a nice meal. Clean your house. Do your laundry. Do you think this one day? Did you do all of the things you need to do just to maintain your homeostasis in this kind of crazy, bumpy, curvy, turvy world? The more the world's unstable at times, the more you got to really focus on it's stable in here, and I'm going to continue to stabilize what I have going on to make my life better for me and mine, right? We are all part of the same family. So that's something I really want you to understand, that when some of these gifts come back on, right, that you should have been born with on, kids' third eyes are on. I have an imaginary friend. Okay, and then all of a sudden I'm 12 or 13 and it disappears. Or my mom and dad say it's not real. Or whatever happens that's gnarly or it's emotional, you shut it down. It's too much input for the consciousness of the environment you incarnated into. Not what you've been told that your body can't handle it. No, that's absolutely a lie. Some of these guys and some of these beings that know what's what, and in your heart you know I speak truth, is this. The reason why the world works so hard to keep those awakened asleep is because we're coming from a place of an upper dimensional understanding and being awake in the physical with it. If you pull down fifth dimensional content into a 3D physical suit, you have no competition in the physical. Do you understand that? If you are a fully embodied multidimensional being, you could easily go into your sixth-dimensional form, who could be from the future or from a different star system, sit down and go, hey, this is the algorithm I've been working on in 3D. Can you help me out with this, bro? Guy goes, yeah, dude. Earth. Bang, bang, boom. Quantum fusion. There you go, bro. Another thing, too, to understand for everyone listening to me, people only think you're kind of crazy, right? Or out there, or a black sheep in your family until you're successful. Then you become eccentric, an artiste, right? I'm saying this because I'm your inner voice speaking to those who don't speak up for themselves. If you guys have high-level content and you feel alone here, like you can't share it, I want you to know that Team Light's here for you to support you. We're a global network of awakened beings who are woke AF supporting this planet. We're not kind of waking up, we're woke AF. Always functioning. So what I'm trying to get to for you guys understanding some stuff is, things inherently are kind of BS as far as what we've been told down here. Here's my goal. I want to teach all of my friends and family how to at least, if the goal is to go out and surf, right? Let's call this surfing lesson your ascension. I got to teach you guys how to, hopefully not have to put on a wetsuit, but get onto the beach. I'm curious. Grab your surfboard. I'm awakened. Head on down to the water. Get on your surfboard. I'm integrating. Start paddling. I'm integrating. Here come the waves. Boom. Crashing upon me. Boom. Boom. These waves are trying to casually put you back to sleep. Join the masses. Go back to sleep. Take your pharmaceuticals. It's too hard. Pop a pill. Go back to sleep. It's the whole thing this whole culture was built upon. My job is the complete opposite of that. My job is to go keep paddling. You're going to make it. You're going to do it. And once you paddle through the main, lineup, and you're sitting outside with the rest of us waiting for your wave, not having waves crash on thee, but rather catch your breath and go, this is fun. And then we're all like, yeah, I know. It just sucks paddling through the inside. for 15, 20, 35 years. Tell me about it. What I'm trying to say is your soul is stronger than the content or the controls on this program, on this planet, or this program. Understand that. Your soul is stronger than the programming of this place. Your soul is stronger than the hologram we are operating in. Okay? You need to understand that. Remember the power that comes from within. That great power, right? That divine power that each and every one of you have. Never forget that. Never let this place tarnish that. Understand that we're all down here in some sort of emotional rehab. It's the only way I can make sense of it. I'm in rehab, learning how to be kinder, have more patience, observe, assist, help myself, adjust with my higher selves, integrate, help my family, help my loved ones, create abundance on earth. So with that, ladies and gents, we have many more episodes coming up, but it's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here tonight. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. See you then.
Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me. Hold me close so I can